Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. I want to tell you about something going on at the church this weekend. On Saturday morning from 8 a.m., starting early, 8 a.m. until noon, many of our church officers will be gathered together to continue the mission assessment that we are doing as part of the interim work in the church. And will be led by John Dame of Dame Leadership, and me. We'll be working together to lead the group. There's a lot of things that we'll be considering this coming Saturday. We will be thinking about the church's mission and vision and our core values. So the church has a mission statement. The congregation has affirmed that we still feel called by God to our mission statement and committed to our mission statement. You can see it on the wall behind me. And we will be thinking about, in addition to the mission statement, what are the core values that our mission statement calls us to and that God calls us to, the defining characteristics of who we are that underlie everything we do. So hospitality might be one of them. I think you can see that pretty clearly in our mission statement. But there are others as well, bedrock things that we believe that inform how we do things. We will be thinking about those. We'll also be thinking about our vision. How is God calling us right now to live out our mission statement? What are the things that we hear God asking us to tend, both internally within our congregation and externally in the community? And vision can be both short term. We want to set goals for this year. And it can be long term. We want to set goals that we will work to fulfill over the coming years. So we will be thinking about that. We will be thinking about, are there areas of our ministry that God is calling us to go deeper into? Are there areas of our ministry that maybe God is indicating to us it's time to let go of? These are questions that churches should be asking themselves repeatedly. And so we're going to be doing that this Saturday. There's also a couple other areas of our life that we'll be thinking about together. We'll be breaking up into small groups and doing some thinking about different areas and then coming back together again. One of those areas is the use of technology in our church. And we have social media, and we have a live stream, and we have a radio broadcast, and we have a lot of different ways of communicating. And how do all of these things work well together? What other resources do we need? All kinds of questions like that. We will be thinking about our staffing model in terms of, do we have the staff that we need to support our ministries, particularly in thinking about the pastor nominating committee that will be put together eventually, and what qualifications and characteristics do we feel, do the leaders feel are needed for your next installed head of staff. We'll be thinking about the sustainability of the congregation. Like many mainline congregations, our congregation is getting a little older, and so we are curious about how we will continue to have the resources that we need to sustain our ministry, and how and the needs of the persons who make up our congregation. We'll be thinking about that. We'll also be thinking about how people who are a part of the congregation, how well equipped they feel for leadership, and how we can continue to encourage people in the membership to get involved in the different ministries of our church. And then finally, we'll be also thinking about the resources that we have as a congregation, and in addition to our people. And so these include our building and our financial resources. And are we using all of our resources? Are we being good stewards? Are we using them in ways that we hear God calling us to augment the ministries that we have? So there's a lot of questions that we will be asking on Saturday. We are not going to walk away with answers to all of these questions, but we would like to walk away with some short-term goals and a framework for continuing to think about a lot of these questions. You also have a role to play in Saturday. What's going to happen First of all, we would love for you to be in prayer for everyone who is meeting. Prayer that we can work well together and that we can discern the will of Christ. That's what ordained officers, especially the session members, are called to do. We are called to find and represent the will of Christ. You can also be a part of what we are doing by being available for us to test, if you will, what we discern together. So though we are together to find and represent the will of Christ, part of what it is to make sure that we have done that well is to test it with other people. And so there will be opportunities for you, members of the congregation, to hear from the leaders of the church and to hear what they have decided and discerned in conversation and in prayer, and to offer your feedback. So those opportunities will be coming up. I don't know what they are right now, but when they come, I want to encourage you to participate. I want you to be part of those so that you can offer feedback and the conversation can be ongoing. So that's all happening Saturday and will continue to happen throughout the year. It is part of the interim work that a church always engages at this time. So please be in prayer for us, and we will get back to you with more information in time. Thanks a lot. Bye.